So there is this issue again of marrying from a forbidden community or a forbidden marriage. Mostly it's when maybe you are marrying into a place where there is already somebody. But of course these days I think polygamy is accepted. I don't know about that because I don't myself. Okay, now when we talk about forbidden, it's sometimes you have a friend, you go introduce them to your family, and then they reject that friend of yours. How does it feel? I can tell you, devastating. You feel denied that which you believe is yours. You feel frustrated. You feel, you just want to die. That's true. Now, what is the problem? How do you even get there? Now, that is the question, okay? That is the catch question. How did you get to that point of bringing somebody that is rejected by parents, and particularly parents? Remember, a home or a family is a child's heaven. When you grow up, you always look at your dad as is your God, and your mom, of course, is just your world. So that is your world. If now it reaches a point that they are rejecting that which you love, you feel rejected. And rejection is dangerous. Actually, it breeds suicide. People commit suicide because they have been rejected by those that they love. So what happens and what are we supposed to do? Now, number one, before you get to that point, did you do your due diligence? And this now begins from home, from upbringing. That's when I talked about parents who do not involve their children in the development. This is the cause, this is the result. Because it reaches a point whereby parents, you need to talk to your children so that they know what they should do, the do's and don'ts. That is where all this comes from. And that's where now when I talked about fathers who are absent in their children's life, when now the son reaches a point of marriage, brings somebody that perhaps they don't want, now who is there to blame? Who told them that they should not be doing those kind of things? So number one thing is you must know your value. Family values is a very, very important thing. And we learn them from our parents. If you don't have parents, then look around you. The relatives are there, the uncles, the aunties, the villagers, whatever. You can find a way of at least making it up to yourself so that you know what you need to do and what you don't need to do, what you shouldn't do. So it begins from there that we need to know our family values, what we appreciate, what we look at with raised eyebrows, and so that you may know what to keep away from or where to keep away from, okay? It begins from there. And when we do it right, then you will not bring a spouse who will be rejected by your parents. So it is you are duty bound. If you did not have that parent or that father who taught you, or that mother who taught you things, the values, the family values, the culture, where you come, the community, which community don't we appreciate in our place here, or you will not feel comfortable with them. So, so that you know what to do. So we are not saying that perhaps you don't have to, but in case you find yourself in jeopardy, what will you do? How will you go about it? Because if you are already aware, then you know what to do and what not to do. So it begins from there, the family values. Know your boundaries. Know how far you're supposed to. Which people do we appreciate or celebrate around us, or those that we look at them with raised eyebrows. Utamane jaji na huyo, and that kind of a thing. So that begins from there. But in case you are already there, okay, in case you are already there, let's have our usual CBA, collective bargaining agreement. Win-win situation. I give in a little here, my parents give in a little there, and then we are on that same level ground. There is an understanding. There is what we call democracy. Now, if you go against your parents by doing what they have rejected, I can tell you life is not going to be easy for you. I'm not saying that you will not manage, but it's not be a walk in the park. Remember, relationships have their issues. So when you find an issue wherever you went, where will you go? Utaenda kwa nani? Remember, like I said again, Your family, that is your world. It is your heaven. Your father is the God on this world. So if you cannot come back to your father, where will you go? Because that is where there is ultimate consolation. You will go to friends, utashangaa. Your other friends hawakujui. So let's say if you already find yourself in that situation, number one is that one, CBA, please do not go against your parents' wish. It is not be good for you. Whenever you are getting hitched, you are getting married, get a blessing from your parents. Your life might be a lot different from if they don't bless you. Let your parents bless your marriage. Let your parents bless your union. It is better that way. So do not go against them, but go back to the drawing board and negotiate and have that CBA until you get to that agreement. Don't do it. You will be sorry, I can tell you. Prevention is better than, yeah, we know what that is. Afadhali kuziba ufa badala kuchukua muda mrefu kujenga ukuta. Prevention is better than cure. Do it right from the beginning. Do it right. And life will be a lot easier for you.